And welcome to Super Metroid. Nice run, nice Zelda run, last one. And I will show you 100% Super Metroid now. And I think before I explain anything, we can just jump in directly because the beginning is quite boring. So yeah, let's just jump in. The good thing for Super Metroid is we can use a prepared save file, so we don't have to watch the intro. And that's also the first thing that's quite important for this game. So second of all, my name is MicSelected. I'm from Germany. I run Super Metroid and Metroid Dread mostly. A little bit of other games, but yeah, those are my main games. Haven't run both of them in quite a while, so I'm quite rusty, but should be a good time, should be a fun time to showcase Super Metroid for you. And yeah, the beginning is just walkthrough, classic Metroid standard beginning, walkthrough, serially, get beat up, the usual. So yeah, as I already said, we get beat up. This is also some speed tech technically because you could shoot at him like 1,000 times. You could wait and he would disappear at some point, or you can take damage until you're critical, and yeah, you can immediately leave. And I'm not sure if the sound is a little bit too loud. Should be fine though. And yep, escape sequence at the beginning. Alright. Then it's just really loud for me. But that's fine. So this theme is kinda random, so you can get hit from time to time. It's fine though. And I'm also not the best Super Metroid runner by far, and I'm quite rusty, so world record for this run is a 112 if I remember correctly. My PB is a 134. So this time will be around 140, 145-ish. But we will have a good time. Fun game, fun run, fun time. And the main game basically starts because you don't count the intro, usually. And yeah, what 100% means, I mean, it's obvious we collect everything. The map doesn't count to 100%. There's a similar or another category, 100% map completion. But we will just collect every item, and as so will, there are exactly 100 items in the game. So 1%, one item. Doesn't matter how important the item is or anything, 1% is one item. So we see our first exploit, I would say, speed take, the Moonfall, which basically allows Samus to accelerate while falling. There's no speed cap anymore. Usually you would fall way slower through this tower. And what everybody likes is we have to climb that tower in a couple seconds. But for now, let's get Morph Ball. So the route in this run is pretty standard, I would say. It's what you would expect from a casual play, or at least the route itself. There are some route changes, and especially in higher level play, there could be even more changes. But all of them defeat Crate, then Phantoon, then Dragon, then Ridley. Not like any percent where you defeat Phantoon first and Ridley second. So another thing you would have seen me doing there is wiggling my arms up and down. It's not just because I'm bored. It's also fun to do that, but every time you aim diagonally up or down, the game gives Samus basically 1 pixel, or sets Samus 1 pixel ahead. So if you do this over the course of the entire run, you can save a couple seconds, I would say. So nothing too big, but if you have time to do it, then why not? And that's the tower we have to climb again. Okay, that was interesting. Did I say that I'm quite rusty in this game? Because I am. Because I definitely am. So, and next up we will get bombs and our first, you can call it mini boss, I would say, because it's really not that much and really not that difficult. So I am going to do a setup right here, because I want the boss to jump back immediately, because that's also when he throws his projectiles, which spawn ammunition. So I want to stand on a precise pixel, and in this position, if the boss starts moving, it will jump backwards immediately and then spit out his projectiles. I have no idea what happened now. The game minimized. Okay, thank you. I have control again. I don't even know what happened, but like I said, this boss is not too difficult. Okay, next up we will arrive in Brinstar and have our first real sequence break. Probably the sequence break everybody knows about, or the most famous one I would say, which is the mock ball to get super missiles early. Okay, didn't get the setup. If you shoot at the correct time, you can just run down and hit every enemy just while running. I messed that up right now, but it's usually quite funny. One reason the room is called Terminator Room. So we need those 5 missiles, so we basically just damage boost through these enemies. We could shoot them and try to get lucky and get missiles from these enemies and down the elevator, but usually that's risky and slower, so I just damage boost through these so I can keep my missiles. Because right next to the elevator basically is a missile door, so we need all 5 missiles to open this, and that's important. So, and this is the mock ball. Usually the speed of the morph ball is quite slower, but if you morph and roll at, I would say, the first frame when landing, but you definitely have more time. If you do this, you can roll at running speed, which allows you to get through these gates and don't fall down. And I haven't done 100% or in a run in Super Metroid in quite a while. I have done lots of randomizers, and in randomizers, this fanfare, the item collection fanfare, is cut out. So I just realized how slow it is. How much downtime you have if these are not cut out. This is really interesting to learn that again, or to remember this again, I should say. Now, you can do a reverse mock ball here, but that's quite difficult, and it's nothing you need to do. You can jump out this, it's a little bit faster. If you don't manage to jump out, there's a block to the left that you can bomb. But jumping out is a lot faster, actually. So. And now, since we have early super missiles, we can skip the first actual mini-boss, which is boss spawn, which is usually on the top of this room. We can just skip this and get the super missiles behind him anyway, which is quite fun. I should be a little bit more careful though. Oh yeah. So if you scroll the screen exactly right, you can hit this block, but if you don't do it, the missile just flies through. So it's quite important to scroll the screen at the right amount. So just get a little bit HP here, because I was quite low. And usually that's fine because you get enough HP, but since this is a marathon run, basically, better not go for any risky stuff or something. Then get this. We will come here a second time, so we could have not collected these missiles and got them later. But also for safety, it's quite good to have more ammunition, especially early on. So that's why I'm taking them earlier. That's fine. Why does my game likes to just minimize? This is so confusing right now. So this is something I can definitely say never happened before. Okay, another one of the moonfalls. Doesn't save too much time, but it's fun to do them. Also, this beam I'm collecting now, we can collect it now, but we can also collect it later. That's really not that important, but I like having this beam. And I made a mistake. Usually you want to shoot the second block because you can't roll if you bomb this. You have to wait. Yeah, I like to have this beam early, just for more damage output. I kinda do want a little bit more HP before I get to crate, and we will get to crate really soon. But we will see. Just do wall jump here, so we don't need to collect high jump, and can collect it afterwards. Wants to get HP, gets hit to have even less HP. Yeah, 87 should be fine. There are some enemies here. But what I would also love to get is more super missiles. So I got more super missiles, but I want to get at least one full E-tank, which I got now. That's fine. Okay. Haven't done a quick kill in quite a while, so let's see how this will go. Also, yeah, Crate has a quick kill, and we will maybe see it here. Can't promise anything. Not like this, however. Nope, don't have enough missiles. Then let's do him normally. You are really close there, my dude. Okay. I mean, wasn't that much of a time waste, but it's always sad when you don't get it. Maybe I could have saved it and tried a second time, but I didn't have enough missiles left, so no way to do this for me. There is a way with charge beam, but that's one way I've never practiced, so there's no shot I'm getting that. The fun thing about this room, if you jump through this door, the enemies are in another spot, and you can just run through. If you don't jump through this door, they usually are annoying and hit you and stop you from going up there. And this annoyed me so much once I did a practice stream and somebody came in, yeah, just jump through the door, and I was like, wait, what? Alright, let's go to Norfair, our first visit there, of 2. I mean, you don't visit any area more than twice, basically. So, and here is where routes diverge, basically. And the better route, or the best route, also the one I did in my PB, is you would get Speed Booster, Wave Beam here, and Ice Beam, and leave, and get Grapple Beam after Ridley, like basically the last thing you do. But then you have to do an Ice Clip later, which is quite difficult, and I haven't practiced this in quite a while. So I'm going for early Grapple Beam, and then getting Ice Beam way later. Oh yeah, also the reason I killed that enemy the first time in this room here is because I could unlock the door, so I don't have to wait this time. For whatever reason, that beam didn't hit the door. Don't know why. Okay, get these. These are... You forget them quite a lot of times, but those are ones that are quite annoying if you forget them. Because you won't enter this room anymore in this run. Okay. Not the best room, not the cleanest room I had with this, but it's fine. Also, missiles here, you can collect them now, you can collect them much later, but again, having more ammunition is a really good thing. Nah, not enough speed. And time to get the best item in the game. Not these missiles though. And there it is, Speed Booster. I mean, it is a speed run, but even if this wouldn't be a speed run, Speed Booster is such a nice item, such a fun item in this game. And also in Metroid Red, by the way. Okay. Now just Wave Beam, Grapple Beam, and then we go to Phantoon. There are more items we could get here potentially, but they are much faster if we get them our second time here. And that's Wave Beam. We will get quite a lot of items on our way to Phantoon, but nothing too crazy, just more missiles. We get our first power bombs. Not even on the way to Phantoon. And we get them at Grapple Beam. Okay. Sadly, we have to go this way. I'm not used to going this way because in randomizer you always have power bombs, so you can just go the faster way. You can't just use the shortcut. Okay, and it's time to say hello to Crocomire. Crocomire is quite the interesting boss because he doesn't have HP in the classical sense. He just, every time you do damage to him, the amount of damage is about how far he goes back. So the more damage you do, the further he goes back. And you have seen me quite a lot of time to shoot a missile and then a super missile. This is the fastest thing you can do at this point. If you would get Grapple late, basically the last thing in the run, you can use Plasma Beam, and Plasma Beam one-shots Crocomire, but we can't do this at this point. But like I said, since I haven't practiced the other clip, this is basically the only option we have. Also, if you do this later, you can set up a spike suit here, which basically stores your Shine Spark, and you can use it in another room. But first of all, I never was able to get a Shine Spark, a spike suit. If I if I wouldn't be able to get a Shine Spark, I think I shouldn't try this run. No, a spike suit. So this is quite difficult, but at this run we don't even have to do this. We can't even we even can't do this. Oh. And there are our first power bombs. Yeah, and this was supposed to be a moonfall, but this is not too long of a climb. Okay, getting this item first. And then we will jump over to get Grapple Beam. So far nothing too crazy. In this route, there won't be anything too crazy anyways. A lot of usage of the speed booster later on, but the glitch or exploit heavier categories are definitely any percent, low percent, and RBO. I love it when I get that mock ball, because it's just so smooth. Okay. Also, I have never explained damage boosts. If you take damage, Samus will lie backwards a little bit, but you can extend this, like you've seen here, for a lot of distance. And I will basically use this in a lot of places anyway, because it's mostly faster than walking. Oh, this was just to kill these guys, because they can be annoying, especially at displays, and then they hit you and you fall down again, and just get rid of them. Okay, now on our way to Phantoon, to the wreck ship, and afterwards our first cleanup section. So we could get Ice Beam here, but usually having Ice Beam with Speed Booster is not a good thing, because you accidentally shoot an enemy and it doesn't die. If it would die based on the damage, but Ice Beam always freezes an enemy before it dies. And you can't run through them with Speed Booster or anything, so it's quite annoying actually. So I am opening this up now because I already have power bombs, and saves a little bit of time later on. So yeah, usually having Ice Beam when wanting to go fast is your goal. It's not the best idea, or you have to be really careful what you shoot. This also means we can't freeze these enemies to get through this room, but that's fine. Also not the enemies above here. These ones I will kill because they can be quite annoying. Nah. Here you always have to be careful how far you damage boost, and if you get too greedy like I did right now, you just land in this flower, also known as wild blooms. And there I didn't get the damage boost at all. What you usually want to do in this room is jump at the first blob, damage boost to the left so you fly all the way through the item, or to the item. Like this, just the other way around. Did not want to fall down here. So usually after this room there's an elevator, and you basically want to go to the right immediately to Phantoon. What I will do, especially since this is a marathon, I will go to the ship, save, and also refresh my HP and my ammunition. Small time loss, but it's worth it, especially because Phantoon is quite random and quite annoying. I mean, the ship is basically right here, so it's not too much of a time loss. But usually you wouldn't do this. Usually you would just head straight to Phantoon. Nice. So you can make it through this door, shoot a missile, and fly through this room and the next room with one shine spark, but that's really tight, and I didn't have time this time, so I would have to do another charge, so that wouldn't be worth it. Especially since you can get another shine spark right here with a short charge. I will explain short charges soon, but not right now because Phantoon is next. Okay. Good thing about this item, as long as you haven't defeated Phantoon, the spikes are not turned on, I guess, and also the ones on the top that usually fall don't do damage, which means this item is basically free. As if you defeated Phantoon, the conveyor belts are on, the spikes do damage and all that shit. So usually worth it to go for this item before you defeat the Phantoon. Okay. So there is a way to two-cycle Phantoon. Maybe you have heard from speedrunners the classic mid-fast, slow, mid-fast, slow. Because it's random when he opens his eye. You can do it fast, mid, or slow. And a speedrunner will do it once, or has to do it twice. I will have to do this quite a lot more times. I think a 3 or 4 cycle should be possible, or should do it. I think 3 cycle is doable, but for me. Okay. At least some damage. Okay, so the last one was a slow, this one was a mid. If you're curious. Yeah. Bad damage. So there is a timing you can shoot him where he can't disappear with missiles. So you can get more damage in one cycle. But yeah, that's quite difficult. Because usually he disappears after some damage. Yeah. If the super missile hit, this would have been a 3 cycle, but the super missile didn't hit. Yeah. So yeah, it was a 4 cycle. Barely not a 3 cycle, but I take it. I take it. Oh, and now we will fully clear Wreck Trip, because Wreck Trip is the only area we only visit once. Since it's so far off in the corner of the map, it usually is not worth it to go here twice. Yeah, that's what I expected. Was too far away. It's fine. Okay. Another thing you have to remind or keep in mind if you do the other route, meaning Ice Beam first and Grapple late, the next room or the next item will be quite a lot more difficult because you need to do some tight jumps, but luckily we also have to won't have to do this because we can just use Grapple Beam. Also, this room is always not fun. And I messed up my rhythm, which is not that fun. Because I didn't want to do damage boosts immediately. I want to platform over these first and then do a damage boost. Luckily, I still have a reserve tank, and the next item will be an energy tank, which heals me full. Because otherwise, this would look quite a little bit dangerous, but it doesn't. So that's fine. I thought I had my Grapple Beam equipped still. I didn't. Well, at least I can show off slow underwater movement. That's something, I guess. Which is also the reason why I will not do low percent or RBO, because I really think this is so annoying. I don't have fun with slow water movement. This is nothing I want to run. Yeah, let's wait another cycle. Dude, I suck. Oh. This is how I want to do this room. Platform and then do a damage boost. Fun little clip. Doesn't save that much time, but fun to see every time. Okay, didn't get a short charge. Don't worry, I will explain short charges soon. And I missed one of the enemies. That's sad, because usually you can just fly through and kill all of them. So the reason why I opened this door but go through the right is those doors are locked unless you kill all the enemies and open it once. And since I've killed all the enemies and opened the door, it will stay unlocked. So the next time I'm going back in this direction, I won't have to kill all the enemies again. So there is a way you can clip through those, and I kind of forgot that you can do this, so I just shot at them all the time. You can speed this up a little bit by clipping through them, and like I just did right now, accidentally. So now I can just ignore all of them. Couple items down here. And Wreck Trip is almost done. Usually this item that I just collected, you are supposed to platform on these flying enemies up there, which is really slow, annoying, and tedious. With a Shine Spark, it's so easy and fast. So it's not just faster to do it with a Shine Spark, it's much easier. this is for a lot of things in this game, actually, if you speedrun this. Usually it's, in a lot of cases, speedrun strats are even easier than what the game expects from you. Also, there are times where speedrun strats are way, way harder than that, but they actually can really help in a lot of cases. Okay. Let me just damage boost through here a little bit. What's fun about this, the damage from Spags is usually fixed. Without a suit, it's usually 60. With a suit, it depends. It still can be 60. Especially the spikes in this room have different values. Especially without a suit, some of them do 60, some of them do 15. And I learned that in the randomizer the hard way, because I thought, hey, they do 15, and then there were some random ones that do 60, and they died. And I don't know why. Okay, so a couple items here, then Varia, Quatch Gravity, and we are basically done here. So what Varia Suit does, or yeah, let's start with Varia Suit. The one I got after Crate is it allows you to move through heated rooms without taking damage, which is important for Norfair, and it reduces your damage overall. And Gravity, I believe Gravity doesn't have damage reduction in this game specifically, but it allows you to move through water. No, it does. Right, I forgot. It does have a damage reduction, even a greater one. Don't know how much anymore, actually. But the difference about this game and other games is it stacks, usually. So you get something from Varia Suit and some damage reduction from Gravity. And if you have both, then it combines. In this game, probably since it's also so old and it's a SNES title, once you have Gravity Suit, you already have the full damage reduction. So, meaning the one from Varia Suit is not there anymore. But basically, the game assumes if you have Gravity Suit, you already have Varia. So in this game, in vanilla, if you have Gravity, the game also allows you to move through heated rooms if you just have Gravity. That's also why any percent even works. So I'm doing a safety save. Okay. But there are more items here. Nah. One up here and more to the left. This one, there is a trick where you can completely fly from here to the gauntlet, which is the next section. But it's somewhat difficult, and you have to do a screen wrap to wrap your wave beam on the other side to open this door. And I don't even know where it was actually. I think it was here. Nah. Because then you would open the door with the screen wrap and then go all the way through this door and fly even further. But we are doing the room normally. And since we do have gravity, it's really not that difficult. Didn't want to use a normal bomb, wanted to place a power bomb, but also gravity is... we won't take that much damage anymore. Okay, so the next two items are a little bit funny, especially for casual players. One's on the left, one's on the right, and you basically have to fall down the middle to get both. If you miss one, you have to cycle all the way around and do the last two rooms again. There's a setup you can do that's quite easy. It's a little bit slower, but it's fine. Because if you don't destroy both of these columns, you're basically done and have to go all the way around. And now we are back here, and we have our first cleanup section. So we will basically walk the same way we already walked, but go to different items we left intentionally last time, because we could have gotten a lot of them, we couldn't get all of them. Okay, and these are some items we basically couldn't have gotten without power bombs. There's a way to get in here, which you do in low percent. Or don't even know if you do them in low percent, but you do it in RBO, I believe. But that's slow and really difficult. And now we will see our first animals, which we, well, at least one of those animals we can later save if we want to. Maybe chat can type if they want me to save the animals or not. Those three guys. There's another one, but we will see them in this guy in the run. I mean, so far I'm just seeing save, so that's what I'm going to. Maybe someone has something to say about that. Okay. So there are a couple items here. Most of them here we could have gotten earlier, but it's faster to do them now. So we could have gotten these missiles. We could not have gotten the ones we get now because we need the power bombs for that down here. And there is, I believe it's an E-tank or it's a reserve tank, I can't remember, down there where we actually need power bombs and gravity. Not necessarily gravity. I have done randomizers where I just had power bombs. Because you can do more draw charges with normal suits. That's fine. Oh yeah, and there's another item on the top right. I really shouldn't forget this, because then it isn't 100% anymore. We'll get it after this one. Come on. really completely missed both of them. Yeah, it's an E-tank. So usually you just need power bombs to get in this room. Because of the water, the game basically is you need gravity suit to run through water. But there's this platform where you run under. You can run on top of that, and with a short charge you can also do this without gravity suit and then do a shine spark through the wall. So, and back to the item I forgot, which is this. I was about to do the setup to open this gate without wave beam. Then I remembered, wait, this is a speedrun, I have wave beam. Like I said, I played so many randomizers, I'm basically just used to sequence break everything, even though I don't need to. Ah, didn't hit the door, that's sad. So to the top right there are also items, but that's our way back when we, at the very end, when we go to Mother Brain. And that's it with the cleanup section. Now we go to Meridia. An area most people actually hate, but I really love Meridia. It is confusing, especially when you play it blind. But once you know the layout of this area, and once you speedrun this game, this area is full of shine sparks and awesome movement and stuff. So I really like that. I really like Meridia. If you have gravity suit, if you're not, then it's really, really annoying. Okay, didn't make that ledge. Didn't make the wall jump. Come on. Okay. And in this room I will explain short charges. Usually Samus needs to run a certain amount of distance on the ground. But what the game checks is not the distance you run, but for a certain frame in Samus animation. That was not it. If you hit that, and if you don't hold the run button or even stutter your D-pad, you can run way less distance and still have these frames in animation play out more times. So you can get the charge in a shorter distance, a way shorter distance if you do it correctly. And this is what I did here, because on this spot down here, this is usually not long enough to get a shine spark off of. And for everyone who is interested, even though probably no one remembers this, the frame that, or the frames that the game checks is when Samus' knee that shows is to the camera is in front of her, and it's in an angle. Okay. Got everything here. And the way this is routed, usually if you have played this game casually, you know you basically have to do a couple loops through this area, since there are a lot of one-ways. The way this is routed is you basically have to do as little loops as possible. Didn't get the morph ball. There we go. And next awesome Shine Spark. Everyone who played this game knows this room with Grapple Beam is really annoying. Like, that's a common theme in this area, I believe. But with Shine Sparks, you can just skip this room. And it's not even that Shine Sparks are not intended or glitches or anything. I mean, they are completely intended by the developers, so... Double item back here, and we will soon reach the mini-boss of this area. Does Terminal Montage say the quote-unquote theory what these animals will do? I know, what's their name? Game Theory. They talk about that, and they are wrong in any way possible because they disregard lots of evidence that's shown at other spots in the game. But that beside, I really can't remember speaking the Terminal Montage talking about that. Actually, really? Now I'm confused. Now I'm confused. Oh no, Terminal Montage is the animation. I forgot. Yeah. Oh, right. I thought Terminal Montage was another channel. My bad. My bad. Yeah, yep. For some reason I confused Terminal Montage with Summoning Sword. Don't know why. Can't tell you why, but yeah. Okay, let's further in the run. We what happened the last couple seconds? Okay, and another annoying aspect of this area, the mini boss. Usually there are some threads you can do this faster, but most of them are quite difficult, especially with X-ray, the special beams and stuff. I usually, especially in Hando, I just blast him with super missiles, hope I have enough and hit enough, so he dies. Because he is really just so annoying and is so random. Maybe you see what I mean by looking at the footage. But yeah, it's just standing in a corner and hoping for the best usually works. So there is a speedrun trick you can do here where you store your Shine Spark down here, go really fast up here, and then can do a Shine Spark all the way through this room, the next room. This is actually really difficult. And I can't do this. Even though it does save quite a lot of time. Come on. Okay, Dragon next. Dragon also has multiple quick kills actually. He has one somewhat intended quick kill with the grapple beam. And if I fail the other one, I will do this just. But I will try to go with the Shine Spark method. And it's not really a quick kill, it's just you do a ton of damage with Shine Spark, so you can speed it up quite a bit. Nope. Okay, just go for the quick kill with the grapple beam. But now I need him to do, or her to do the other attack. This one. It's fine. Completely fine. Even though it's somewhat slow. But still faster than doing the fight normally. Dragon down. Did I call a Fontoon a couple seconds ago? If yes, I meant Dragon. Oh, and there's space jump. So. That's not exactly what I wanted. I wanted to have speed here. Give me speed. Because I don't want to go through this slow tunnel on top. Okay. And now is the point where we do one loop basically, but as short as possible. Because you have to go through this sandpit and there's one more to the left. And probably, as you could imagine, you can go up these. You can't. But we have to go down once anyway. Second, no, theoretically twice, and you have to go all the way up anyway. So technically it's barely a loop, what we have to do. Okay, and with the next item, the routes that split up 1 hour ago, basically. Ah, not quite. We'll get together again. Because the next item is the one where the difference is. Because if you don't have Grapple Beam here, this is the only spot in the game where you have to use the Grapple Beam to break a block here. And if you don't have this, you can use enemies one room further to basically clip through the room. And then you need Ice Beam. It's time for Slow Boy, yeah. So this is a good time to go to the toilet if anybody needs to. This will take 20 to 30 seconds. Yay, we are done. Don't know if this was 30 seconds at this point. Can't remember, and I haven't looked at the timer right now. But luckily, we don't need to do this on the way back. We can just walk through. And these enemies are the ones you could freeze and clip through the platform above, but you definitely need Ice Beam for that. So that's why we got Grapple and get Ice Beam later. Soon, to be honest. And if you do Grapple late route, you have to get Ice Beam early. So, up the toilet. And yes, this, in speedruns, this room is called the toilet. I want to go this way. Yeah, and time for the best beam in the game, Plasma Beam. Would be nice to get it earlier, because you can kill a lot of it instantly, and if you have X-Ray, even a lot more. Always nice if you have randomizer seeds that gets Plasma early. Plasma and X-Ray. Because then you can really just fry any enemies. Where's the last dude? Did I forget this one? Yeah, I forgot this one. All right, and now back to the second sand hole, sand pit, and this is basically where the loop is, quote unquote, but it's not really a loop because we had a couple new items we had to do anyway. Yeah, some words usually Twitch just doesn't like some words. I mean, there's usually a sense behind that, but it is so random. Okay, these two, and then back to Norfair. So with a look at the timer, I think it's not even that bad of a run actually. So I think this could still be a sub 140, which wouldn't be too bad considering my PB is 134.55. It's definitely not a PB, but looking at the time, it's really not that bad. It's really not that horrible. I mean, considering world record finishes in 1 minute or something, it's really not up there, but for me, it's not terrible. Hey, Ice Beam. Can I jump still? Yeah. Really didn't want to run off the edge there without jumping, because then I would have need to climb up this room, and it's annoying. And directly to Relay. We have some more items in Upper North where we left when we were here the first time, but most of the items we collected already. Really didn't like that I didn't. Really don't like that I didn't get that jump, because I'm really slow now. Nah, not high enough. You can get a damage boost that boosts you all the way down there. Always nice to see. Okay. So next we have G4, JT, Grand Torso or Golden Torso. Come on. And after this is just Ridley, basically. After Ridley, some little bit of cleanup, and then we are basically done. Oh, this would have been annoying if I missed that space jump input and that item, because then I would have to use to loop around. That's no fun in this in this area. And that's the fight, basically. Yeah. So, I mean, Golden Torizo is usually harder if you don't know about the safe spot, but if you know about the spot, it's even easier than the normal Torizo at the beginning. I mean, that also that, but even in the randomizer where you just have super missiles. And yes, he can catch super missiles and throw them back, but during the time he needs to catch it and throw it back, you can hit at least 3 to 4 more super missiles. So even then it's fine, and he can't hit you with your own super missiles if you are at this spot. So even without this equipment, the spot is just so broken. That's a long time ago that I have made this mistake. Okay. We will see more of the game now. At least a couple rooms more. Because you really don't want to fall down, and I forgot you have to defeat enemies. And I was so careful and I still fell down. I legit can't remember when that happened the last time. It's really, really long ago. Yeah, was bound to happen at some point again, I guess. Okay. Nice audio bug with the beam there. So I think I will not grind super missiles looking at the amount I have. I do need 6 more for the both golden pirates, and 1 more here, and 1 more for the idol. But they also should drop some, so should be fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's not enough to kill Ridley, but I mean, we also have the strongest beam in the game, so that's fine. Come on. And now we just face tank him, basically. Okay, that should be it. Come on, grab me. Thank you. And that's Ridley. Okay, and now just a few more items and we are basically done. And Ridley in 120, that's actually really not too bad, I will think. Yeah, so I think a sub 140 is realistic. So I do need to mind my super missiles because there's one spot where I need some to get out. And if I don't have any for that spot, it's really annoying. But 3 should be enough. Dude, bonk at that ledge even more times. I don't know. I do hope I get at least 1 or 2 drops. Because I need one here. I really need to be careful with my super missiles right now. That was not a damage boost. That was not a jump. Just thinking if I need more super missiles until then. I don't think so. Come on. So really don't need to kill these two for potential super missile drops because they basically only drop power bombs. There are some enemies that have fixed or almost fixed drops, and those back there almost always drop power bombs. Or always. Can't remember a time when they dropped something else. When I didn't have full power bombs, I should say. Because if you have full items of one, the game automatically gives you something else. Okay, got one more super. And should be fine because I need one here for the next 3 items, and then I shouldn't need more, I guess. Oh yeah, also these plant thingies also drop mostly super missiles, so that's good. And I will take the one that was dropped there, even though I have to go further to the left. Just to be safe. Okay. So, and next up, after we leave Norfair, is the reason we actually want super missiles and why we need a specific amount. Because next we do want to go into Great Slayer again, because there's one item we couldn't get the first time we were there. And to get into Great Slayer, we need one super missile, and to get out of it, we need another one. And not having enough to get in there is annoying. And using your last one to get in there and don't have any more to get out of there, and having to farm in there is so annoying. And it happened to me during a run, or multiple runs at this point. I have learned. Never again. Of course, now the enemy drops me a super missile. But that's not likely in this area. Wait, did I? Now that I read Mickey Mouse Room in chat again, I mean I have read it earlier again, also, but now that I read it, did I get Franka Facey Room? I think I did. We will see. Maybe this is a 99% run. So, and we are basically on the home stretch. We are almost at the end. This room, this side room, then another side items, and we are basically in the last area before Mother Brain. Nah, that's not what I wanted. I mean, I will do that anyways because of safety in this marathon. But if I didn't go to this room, it's not a 100. Then I missed a pickup, and then it's not a 100% run anymore. That's the problem. I mean, it's not going to be a PB anyway, and so it really is not a big deal. It would be sad to finish in a marathon with 99%, but I'm pretty sure I got that. Of course. Of course. That's the last E-Tank. And if I'm not mistaken, the next item down in also in this room. This item should be the penultimate item. No, not right. There are two more. There are two more. There are two more items. So it really is a good thing that in most of the run I don't even think about where an item is, and I just go with muscle memory, because otherwise I would forget way more items. Because I forgot about this one. That is the penultimate item. No, it's also. God damn it. The next one, definitely. Because there isn't that many rooms until we reach Mother Brain or Turian. I know which one is the last, so I can call out when we have all of the items. So, this one is definitely the last. I know that for sure. Now that I'm looking at the timer, 140 doesn't look too realistic at this point. But it's something around there. So we should be underestimated with the 145. Now to the ship, refill everything, do a safety save, and then time for the finale. So, but looking at my ammunition on top, it looks right. So I think I have 100%, unless I missed a major item, but I don't think I did. Because 230, 50-50 is definitely 100% for these items. And 14 E-tanks. Can't see how many reserve tanks I have, but I count this as major items, so I would be surprised if I missed one there. It's always both nice and really stressful to have downtime at this point. So close to the finish of the run. I mean, at this point, this run isn't even close to be a PB. it's already over PB. The nerfs are really low for me right now, but if you know you have a PB pace, or you are on big PB pace or something, and then have to wait at this point, that can be really stressful. So if you want to see baby skip, sadly you won't see it here. Back when I also did my PB, I practiced it quite a bit, and I got it like 2-3 times. Never in a run though. Yeah. Okay. Now we have to at least refresh our health, so that's a little bit of a time loss, but that's fine. I had to do this in any run I did anyway. At least the beeping is done. So I will save in front of Mother Brain, because I am going for stand-up glitch. And since I haven't done this in quite a while as well, I really don't want to softlog and not be able to finish the run. So usually you don't save to here, but for me that's just safety safe at this point. So let's see how good I can do zap skips. Not like this though. Yeah, zap skips with screw attack is difficult. You can unequip it, but that's... I mean, I don't have to do it, but it's always nice to see. Last try. If it doesn't work now, then it's fine. No. I mean, this is Hando. It just takes longer. Oh, that's fine. In Hando we have so much ammunition. In any percent zip is necessary, but in Hando it's not. It's just faster. Okay. Now let's see if I can do stand-up glitch. This should be fine because I still know the values with my loadout. Phase should be done soon. Should be fine. Yeah. Could have started a little bit earlier, but that's fine. A little bit of spaghetti movement, always good. Could have been much, much better, but it's fine. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's sub 145, but it's not. I mean, we are already over 140. Okay, since I have not seen anything else in this chat, I will save the animals. Because that was the leading factor. Actually, I'm really happy about this escape. This escape is really good so far for me. Well, all this is about to change because I'm saving the animals, but yeah, that's fine. Go, move, go, you too. Go away. Thank you. I mean, we need to wait until they are gone, unless this doesn't count. Too early, but that's fine. I mean, 134, 144, 32, that's fine. Basically, exactly at estimate, so I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I had fun. I hope you had fun too. And yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for actually having a fun time and doing this really awesome event. Really love the idea behind spontaneous, random speedrun marathon. So I haven't looked at Discord. What's next? Let me do this for you. next run will be Shin Megami Tensei Persona. So yeah, have fun with that. And usually we have to wait for the completion, but let me just do this. Because otherwise this takes too long. Yep, it's 100% nice. Take this. Love it. And before anybody says something, emulator is allowed on Super Metroid leaderboards, but I have a console, but I was just too lazy to put it on my capture card. So yeah, have fun with Shin Megami Tensei and all the other rest of this marathon. And I hope this will go on for quite a while because it's really fun. And yeah, for me that's it, and we can go into the pause screen for the next one.